Well,
it's not possible.
It is absolutely not. So, and it won't irritate him at all.
No,
I'm sure it won't.
He wants to join in. He wants you to show his love, to show your love by going hello every time he's got the ball.
Let's bring in Charlize Theron to the programme. She's starring in Snow White and the Huntsman. This is just a little clip.
Mirror, mirror, on the wall, who is fairest of them all?
My queen, on this day, one has come of age, fairer even than you. She is the reason your powers wane.
Who is it?
Snow White.
Snow White. She is my undoing? I should have killed her when she was a child.
And that was a clip from Snow White and the Huntsman. It stars, one of its many stars, Charlize Theron, who plays the Wicked Queen, called Ravenna. Charlize, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good.
It's very nice to have you on the programme. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
How much fun did you have a screaming and a shouting as the evil queen?
This was a dream job. I don't know if it was a dream job because of that. I saw a lot of potential for this character and this narrative and the retelling of this old story that I think that was fun, and to play on these set pieces and to sit on thrones and wear crowns and all of that was pretty fun.
Snow White and the Huntsman. Where does the Huntsman come into this? That's not the story. I know about the dwarves. We can come on to them.
Yeah, I think everybody wanted to set this in the setting of an action adventure, and so I think the one link that was missing was how to get Snow White through some kind of a experience in the movie where she can retaliate, where she can actually learn her own skills and not need a prince to kind of save the day. And so the character of the huntsman is really there initially to go out and kill her, but then he decides not to, and he teaches her skills to survive, and basically she decides to take those skills at use to me.
Yes. It must take the huntsman, Chris Hemsworth, must take him all of about 4 minutes to fall in love with her. Would you say it's about that?
Yeah, if that, yes.
He moves fast.
Yes, he does.
But then I suppose we're talking about Kristen Stewart, so one does. What is she like to work with, Charlize? What kind of how would you describe her as an actress?
She is incredible. I would love to do this with her again. She's just, I think when you do these things, they're time-consuming, they're emotionally consuming, and it's about 5 months of your life. So not only do you want to work with talented people and people who are going to push you to do better yourself, but you're kind of stuck with these people for 5 months, and it's always nice when you're with good people, and Kristen is good people.
Yeah, I love it when she becomes like Joan of Arc at the end, and that's terrific. That's a great speech. I mean, it's almost Shakespearean, that speech that she gets at the end.
It is, right? It really is.
And I'm interested in what you did with Ravenna, because she's given some backstory, and I mean, clearly we know she's going to be a pretty dark and evil person, but you get to shout at pretty much everybody, don't you?
Yes, I put that in my contract. I would only do the movie if I could shout at everybody. I shouted so much that I actually pulled a stomach muscle.
That's preposterous.
I didn't even know that was even plausible.
I have to confess that there's a scene. I mean, I don't think we're giving. You can't do a plot spoiler really, but there's a scene where you and Kristen Stewart are sort of having your final argument. Part of me wanted you to win. Is that bad?
No, I like it. I think that we all realized that there would be a much more weight to the relationship between me and Snow White if you felt that way. I don't think we wanted to make a movie that was just about good and evil. And I think both of these women have been somewhat products of their environment and circumstance, and you can't really fault Ravenna for feeling and believing the things that she does, because of when you kind of see a little bit of a glimpse of her life, you understand why she might be as bitter and angry she is. And
well, can you explain some of the stuff that's happened to her, which has turned her into this old dragon?
yeah, she was born into a gypsy. She's kind of part of a gypsy community, and just like Snow White, at around age 8, she gets ripped away from her mother to be given to a king as a wife, and she is replacing an older woman, and then very soon she's replaced for being too old. And I think she goes through life realizing that her value in her world is placed in being young forever, and so that's her quest in life.
I have to mention the dwarves, who are fantastic. We had Eddie Marsan on the show just a couple of weeks back.
Do you know that Eddie and I have done 2 movies now, and we have never met each other on the set of the movies? He's the baddie in Hancock.
Of course
and,
he is, yeah.
And then this, and last night I finally just pushed him in a corner, and I was like, "What is it with me and you? We never worked together, but we were in the same movies the whole time."
He was saying in the interview that he did Hancock the next day after doing Happy Go Lucky.
Oh, really?
And he was still in the mindset of the driving instructor doing the Enron Hard thing, and he was not. And he said he just wasn't in the right frame of mind. He was just in a grump, really, basically, still from being the driving instructor when he did Hancock. But he's a terrific. I mean, so we have Toby Jones and Ian McShane and Nick Frost and Ray Winston. I mean, they are terrific, aren't they?
They're legends. They really are legends, and I find my I didn't get to work with them that much. I only saw them one day on the set, where our stories kind of intertwined. But I remember seeing Ray walking by me, and he was in his hair and makeup, and I did one of those horrible like double takes where I was like, oh my God, it's Ray Winston, and became a bit of a fan.
Got some listeners' questions for you, Charlize. Isabel Davis from our Facebook page. Charlize said last year in an interview that she becomes, quote, super obsessed with her characters before she plays them. Has she found any character particularly difficult to shake after a film? Maybe she's thinking of Monster, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, no, there is a period, I think more than the character, it's the fact that you are living this life, which is like a circus. You join the circus, and you pack up and you set up camp with a bunch of strangers in a different town or a different country, and you become this little community. And after a couple of months, it becomes a very tight-knit community, and that becomes your everyday. And then one day that just stops, and you go home. And I almost have a harder time with that than I do with the character. I'm not a method actor, and so I don't take my work home with me. And so I don't necessarily miss that, but I really do miss the relationships and not seeing all those faces. And it's just you try and stay in touch with people, but it's a very sudden kind of end to a lot of relationships in your life.
Yes. Listener Rob J. Gowsden, also on our Facebook page, is there any news, and he's put any in capital letters, on Mad Max?
It's I am leaving to Namibia in June, so hopefully our start date is in July. And so hopefully we will get this going.
And that's with Tom Hardy, is that?
Yes.
Yes. And we need to ask you, just while we have you with us, about, is there anything that you can tell us about Prometheus? I mean, I know that, but also, now that the trailer is out, the trailer seems to tell you an awful lot of the story, but
so you guys don't need me anymore.
No. We absolutely have to have you. What can you say?
Here's what I'll say. I've seen the film. I feel in many ways that I am just a fan at the core of this film, because I'm just as excited as all of the fans to, not only be a part of this film that I feel is somewhat historical, to have someone like Ridley Scott go back to a genre that he redefined, and this and what he did with that. With those movies, I think there's a real excitement about it. And after seeing it, all I will say is that for the real fan base of Alien, they will not be disappointed. And for people who are not necessarily fans of Alien, they will not be disappointed.
We consider ourselves appropriately tantalised and excited by all of that. Charlize, it's been fantastic to have you on the show. Thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you. Bye.
Charlize Theron, tantalised and excited I was. If I can just summarise that, so that's no one will be disappointed. Fans of Alien will not be disappointed, and not fans of Alien will not be disappointed.
No one is going to be disappointed.
Also, wouldn't you have loved to be there at the moment when she thrust Eddie Marsan into the corner of the room and said, "What is it with you and me?"
Yes.